What's up, bafflers? James Whitworth here. Sony have released a brand new controller called the DualSense. It's the new wireless controller for the PlayStation 5. This is my first time seeing the controller, by the way. As you can see, it's quite a big departure from the previous DualShock 4 with a more curved design. It also... Apologies for my voice, I don't know what's going on today. It also features a dual-tone design with mainly white appearance, which is quite unusual for PlayStation. Generally, like the DualShock 4 controller, you'd see it in black. I know there's all sorts of different colours you can get for it now, but that's beside the point. And I know this is going to get a lot of hate online, but it does kind of remind me of Xbox. Tell me how angry you are in the comments. Just the whole shape of it kind of reminds me of an Xbox controller. But I do like how they've tried to go with something a bit different. They haven't just stuck with their roots. So let's look at the PS3 controller. Obviously, they've always progressed the controller, but the PS4 one definitely follows the PS3 one more than the PS5 one does. One thing I'm not quite sure about is how this kind of blends together. I'm not quite sure about that. Maybe it might grow on me, I don't really know. It is obviously different, isn't it? So one of the most drastic changes, I think, is I've always associated these four buttons here, the triangle, circle, cross and square, I've always associated it with being inside that circle. So removing the circle is quite a drastic change. Although I do like it, I think the fact that they've managed to just blend the buttons more into the controller design and not have more of a separated design where each little element has its own little box, even the touchpad, that kind of blends into the controller as well. So I do like that. So yeah, I'll put this link in the description. Also, if you want to read the PS4 one, I might as well put that in the description as well. There's a bit of a throwback. The features of DualSense, along with the PS5's Tempest 3D audio tech, will deliver a new feeling of immersion to players. So I think what they're trying to get with the whole PS5, I don't know, trying to get the player more involved in the game. They want you to feel more part of the game. When PS4 launched in 2013, the DualShock wireless controller received a lot of positive feedback from gamers, such as forward-looking features such as the share button. Obviously, sharing is very important in this day and age. So they decided to keep what gamers like with the DualShock 4. They don't want to change it too much because people will be furious. People like change, but they want things to be familiar at the same time, if that makes any sense. Maybe this might hint of what the PS5 might look like. There's been all sorts of crazy leaks for the PS5, and quite frankly, none of them seem to match that controller aesthetic. This definitely doesn't. It looks very angular. This is more curved, more laid back. So they've adapted haptic feedback, which adds a variety of sensations you feel while you play, such as the slow grittiness of driving a car through mud. So this is what I'm talking about with bringing the player more into the game. Instead of just vibrating the controller, it will actually feel like you're driving the car through the mud, which is pretty cool. We also incorporated adaptive triggers into the L2 and R2 buttons of DualSense, so you can truly feel the tension of the actions while drawing a bow. Interesting. For the buttons, you'll notice there's no longer a share button as we had with the DualShock 4. Don't worry, it's not going away. In fact, we've built upon the success of our industry first share button to bring you the new Create button feature. With Create, we're once again pioneering new ways for players to create epic gameplay content to share with the world. So they've been quite vague with this. Is this to do with streaming, making videos or something? But it looks like it's going to be quite different to the current share button. DualSense also adds a built-in microphone array, which that's actually quite a good idea because you're always holding the controller nearby, which will enable players to easily chat with friends without a headset, ideal for jumping to a quick conversation. But of course, if you're planning to chat for a longer period, it's good to have that headset ready. The only thing I would say is you got the two joysticks here, haven't you? And do they make a noise when you're playing a game, and does that impact the microphone? Maybe they're quite quiet, but I'm just thinking it might go duk, 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 duk. Let's talk about colours. Traditionally, our base colours have always been a single colour. That's what I was saying. They've pretty much always been black or grey or whatever. But as you can see, we've bent for a different direction this time around and decided on a two-tone design. I do like the two-tone design. Again, kind of looks a little bit Xboxy, but I'm not going to judge. I do like the two-tone design. Additionally, we changed the position of the light bar, so give it an extra pop. Hooray! So obviously, when developing this, they haven't just brought it out for fun. They've been testing it with a wide range of gamers just to make sure it's comfortable and it's easy to hold and it works well, obviously, because people will be well frustrated if they released a controller which had all sorts of problems with it. It says it's been tested with a wide variety of hand sizes in order for us to achieve the comfort level we wanted, One thing I've always found a bit strange with controllers, why don't they just do like a small controller, a medium controller, and a large controller? I mean, I know some consoles, they do have different types of controllers, but there's not like a mini controller, a big controller, and a huge controller, like depending on the size of your hands. But you do actually have quite a few different sizes of mice. So there we go, that's my brief overview of the DualSense controller for the PlayStation 5. Obviously, if you want to find out more, I'll put the link to this in the description. So although I do actually quite like the design of this controller, I think I'm going to have a bit of fun and just try my go at doing a little bit of a redesign. Obviously, this is just for fun, don't take this too seriously, it's not going to be amazing quality or anything. Plop this into Photoshop. Okay, yeah, so that's where I'm going. I was going somewhere, but anyway, what was I going to do? I was going to try and decrease my face a bit. There we go. So there we have it. Now the black part does go right around to the back as well. That's kind of what I was trying to get. I was thinking maybe the microphone might be in a bad position, but I think, being perfectly honest, it's going to be the nearest place to your mouth. Obviously, if you're going to be doing serious gaming, you're going to be wearing a headset anyway. Anyway, what happened to my blue? So as the buttons, I'm just going to keep them looking as they do, because I think they actually look quite good, the white and white. And also, I think if you made the buttons look black on the white, it would look too Xboxy, so I think this is a good move from PlayStation. I think this is a good aesthetic for them. So what do you think of the DualSense controller? Obviously this isn't the DualSense controller, this is my version, but this is my version of the DualSense controller, this is the real one. So this is the original DualSense design. I do like the design, and I think it's a really good move from Sony. It's a whole new aesthetic, and it's a complete different direction from their PS4 controller. So yeah, I'm actually quite happy with my redesign. I think that looks pretty sweet. I like how the light bar now goes right around the touchpad to give it kind of like a floating effect. That's kind of what I was going with, so it kind of floats in the middle of the controller. And also how this part here with the two joysticks is now separate from the touchpad, just gives it a bit more breathing space and looks a bit cleaner. And also the controller's a slight redesign around here, just so the black section here goes and follows around the back of the controller as well. Just something, a bit of an experiment, but I'm actually quite happy with how that looks. I think it actually looks pretty awesome. Quite good fun to do in Photoshop. Let me know if you want me to do any more Photoshop things. This is just a really crude redesign, and I just wanted to see what happens. If you like this video, smash that like button. If you want any more of this sort of thing, don't forget to subscribe and ding so you don't miss a thing. Don't forget to follow me at Baffle Channel. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat and TikTok. For all the latest, head over to baffle.cc. Also, if you want to find out more about the new DualSense controller, I'll put the official link from the PlayStation blog in the description. Thanks for watching and have a baffling day.